Hold on. Let me take a sip.
I don't know. Good morning. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We're a little bit slow moving today.
You're extra slow moving though. I feel as if you have a little bit of a hangover.
Yeah, it's like day 2 hangover. Like I can't tell if it's
Well, you're 30 now, so.
like I have
We
nothing
don't
to say.
bounce back.
I have nothing to say.
You just don't bounce back.
Yeah, I think I'm just tired. Like I got home, I drove it took me like 3 hours to get home, and then I just laid in bed from like 4:30 on and fell asleep at 9, and I just woke up like that, like I didn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
Just still tired.
Yeah.
But it was a big weekend. I'll give myself a minute. But yeah.
Well, and it's also like the excitement. I feel like weddings are just kind of like that excitement high where there's so much going on. It's so overstimulating.
Yes.
And then when it's over, it's like a sugar rush.
Yeah, for sure. And being in it too is like a completely different kind of responsibility. Because the whole time, like anytime I had a breath, I would like look to my best friend and be like, okay, what do you need?
Yeah.
Like I was constantly like, her hand is empty. Get her, like every 2 minutes I was like, here's
Yeah,
the champagne, here's this.
you're
Let's check
definitely that girl.
Let's check your dress. Like whatever needed to get done, we made sure it was done.
Yeah.
And that intuitive person that would always be looking at her like, is she good? Is she not good? What can we do? So after 3 days of that, you're like, okay.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm expired.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it. Those are my 3 best friends. I think those are like the 3 real weddings that I like. Sorry to all my other friends. Those are like the 3 weddings that I like really give a shit about.
Like that.
That are like big. Totally sworn church.
How did that happen?
Because
You're still here to talk about it, so she didn't get hit by lightning.
Didn't burn in hell.
Perfect.
So far. There's still time. So processional, the whole thing. We're doing the whole thing. It's a full, beautiful church wedding. And they get to do the vows part, and they're standing in front of the priest and the whole thing. And I've known this girl since I was 11.
I love that.
And so with that comes like, I have heard every single story.
Yeah.
Like I remember we learned how to like date together. Like I've heard about like every first. Heard about it all.
Yeah, because you were a part of it.
Yes.
So you knew.
Like we were trying to figure out how to kiss boys. Like we didn't, you know what I mean? Like
Hysterical.
we were there. So now suddenly she's in the big dress and we're standing up there and I'm with my flowers and we've done like all the prep is done and they're starting to say their vows and he's saying the vows to her and he's looking at her. And it occurs to me like, oh, we're done here. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, she's the one. We're done here. And it was just like, oh, like, it just, like, slammed into me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. We picked this one. Like,
we picked. I love that you're part of this.
Yes. Like, we decided this was the one. No, like, they have a house. They have a dog. Like, they're doing the whole thing. But it was, like, that moment, like, oh, holy crap. Like, this can't be
Where
undone.
it was meant.
Yeah. Like, oh, holy shit. And then I immediately was like, sorry. Like, what am I supposed to do? So it was fun. It was a beautiful wedding. She is, and she's always been this way, like the most unfairly beautiful person. Absolutely perfect in every way. Like just tall and gorgeous. And her hair is always perfect. And like, it was always this way from when we were 11. She always had like the perfect outfit. She like had the cell phone first. Like she was just had everything.
Yeah.
We moved to Orlando. She had the perfect apartment. Like just literally everything. She was always like the perfect one.
Seems like it's effortless.
Yes. And I love her for it. And she's
It's
also
not, though.
she's also the most kind, the most welcoming. She's the funniest, like she's so down to earth. So the whole time you're like, I want to hate you, but I can't. And I have been doing this with you since I was 11. So
Well, then also I feel like that puts unfair and unrealistic expectations on the things that you expect from yourself because you see what you see. I think that it's also one of those things.
She's such a real girl,
yeah,
too.
That's nice.
We have always just had such real conversations and, have always like brought each other back down to earth and like what the reality is. And especially when we were in the dance world together, in the ballet world together, to have that friend where like we'd be in the back of the studio and the teacher would say something ridiculous that was like completely unfounded and dramatic. And we would both look at each other and be like, oh yeah, that was bullshit. All right, great. So we're fine. Mentally, we're fine. Like we just had this, this great relationship. But She was the most perfect bride. Like just like I was at the wedding going, there's no point in anybody ever getting married.
Yeah,
after
you
this.
can't
like,
help but be happy for people like that.
Of
so
course.
That's exciting.
But like her dress was perfect. Her hair was everything about it was like to the T, perfect. The whole event. I loved it for her. Yeah, she was the most ridiculously gorgeous bride I've ever seen in my life. And it's literally not worth anybody in our friend circle like bothering with a wedding.
So cute.
Yeah. Like you just can't top it.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
No, you can't compete with stuff like that.
No.
Like our wedding was like the one that's still talked about in the family because it was just a party. It was none of that.
My God, it was so.
It was none of that. It was just the party. It was ridiculous. It was foolish. My entire family showed up on a short bus.
That's fun.
Yeah, we had Hazy, Hot, and Humid playing.
I love that.
Like the boat was rocking. People were practically falling off of it because it was like rough seas and I was having like I quit my wedding, remember?
Oh yeah.
But it was just one of those things. Like if it's not going to be that, then it's going to be memorable like mine. It's remembered.
And what's funny is like that's kind of our friendship dynamic. Like she is this tall, gorgeous, beautiful, hair perfect, long,
like
the whole thing.
Aesthetics of this wedding were perfect.
And then there's like me next to her, like, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Like, what?
But that's good though. So your wedding's going to be the party.
Yeah. Let's find somebody that wants to change their tax status for me before we start planning it. But
okay.
Yeah, I feel like, no, it was beautiful. And it was very her. And it was so fun. All of them, the bridesmaids, we all have ballet in common. So the great thing about it is like you would expect there to be a little bit of tension or like a little bit of like awkwardness. All of us got along so well.
Yeah.
Like the maid of honor I also knew since
and
I was
you also
14.
probably looked phenomenal. I can't wait to see those wedding photos because I'm sure. Is that the one that you did the boat cruise for?
Yes.
Okay. So this is going to be perfect.
Yeah. It was just everything about it was perfect.
That's exciting though. But yeah, you're exhausted.
Totally exhausted.
A little hungover this morning, and that's okay. I think that's just what happens when the height of a thing is over.
Yeah.
Now you're like, oh.
Yep.
Yeah. So it takes a little bit to get past. Get some sleep this week and get organized.
And trying to like suddenly like memories are coming back to me. Like randomly. Like I woke up the next morning and like my throat, like I went to go like I don't know, take a Snapchat or something. And I heard myself talk and I was like, wait, why is your throat all raspy? And then I remembered like I closed down the bar at the end of the night. And
did you have a date?
No, I did not have a date. And then all of the like, it wasn't even the groomsmen, it was like the friends of the groom that all knew each other. And there was a bunch of us. And they were having trouble lighting their cigars, so I helped them light their cigars, and then I smoked them. Like, took it out of this man's hand that I, like, didn't really know.
Yeah.
And was smoking them.
Your nails look good.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah,
we did the bridesmaid thing. Yeah, and I woke up the next morning like, you are that girl. You were that girl. You were, like, taking the cigars out of the guys' mouths to smoke them yourself after helping them light them. And by the way, these are all, like, ex-Navy guys. And I was like, well.
Could be worse places for you.
This is just on brand for me.
That's awesome.
But, wake up in my bed alone and all that.
Oh, that's okay though. That's the safest way to be.
I say that like with a happiness. Like I still maintained good yes, exactly. Like we had good
I did that after one wedding.
We had good decisions.
It was very much relieving when I looked over and I saw my husband next to me and I was like, oh, thank God. That was just a loud night. It was a lot. We did have a lot of French fries in our bed, and I don't know where those came from, but
there was a little bit of there was a little bit of pressure. There were how many? 5 bridesmaids? 4 bridesmaids?
Yeah. Was everybody single?
Just 2 of us.
Oh, okay. So do you feel like they were kind of trying to put you in weird situations?
It was definitely a lot of like,
you should be together with this guy.
Yes. And like most of everybody who knew, and I'm sure it's because they like approved 5 bridesmaids, because they knew the people, whatever. Everybody was like, this guy for you.
I'm so sorry. That's a married person flaw that I apologize for. I feel like I always try and set up my single people, and I don't know why I do it.
Well, I have 2 really funny comments on that. First,
I'm sorry.
The bride does the bouquet toss.
Yep.
Totally classic. And I'm looking at her earlier. We were on FaceTime earlier the week, and I was like,
yeah, why do you have to do that? Some people stop doing that.
I get it. It's traditional. And then the whole garter thing, doing the whole thing. I'm like, I support you. I will not participate. But then.
That's fair.
But the bride gets what the bride
And then you're goaded into doing it anyway.
Yeah, here's the thing though. DJ calls all the single ladies to the floor. It is just me and that one other bridesmaid. And I'm like, this is my worst nightmare. So I scooch out of the way. I'm like, I'm looking at the other bridesmaid going,
it's all you.
It
this
is all you. You got this. So of course, Jack, the bride basically turns over her shoulder and hands it. And thank God it was my friend, because then they do the whole groom went after the garter on the bride's thigh, and then he throws it, and then the guy who gets the garter has to put it on the bridesmaid that caught that. And I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God it was not me.
Why? Because you had no underwear on? No, I don't know.
Just because
wondering.
it's my worst. Why?
I don't know. I don't know why that's where I went. I don't know.
I like how you just assume Tori wasn't wearing underwear. No, of course. That's my worst nightmare. Lifting up my skirt so some random man can put a scrunchy little white thing on my thigh.
I'm kind of down for it.
In front of a room full of people.
As long as I'm shaved, I don't care. Get at it.
In front of a room full of people and strangers that I don't know.
I've always been married. That was never an option for me.
Anyway, I was really, really happy that it was the friend.
Yeah.
Because I was terrified the whole time that they were going to set me up to do this with the
Oh,
guy that they
yeah.
wanted me to meet.
Right.
So I get through the whole wedding, and even at the end, the groom was like, "Hey, did you meet that guy?" And I was like, "No, he hasn't. I don't know. He hasn't introduced himself to me. I don't care. I moved on." So fine. So I'm on my way out, and there's a sigh of relief. Okay, I didn't have to deal with that.
Yep.
This feels really great.
But,
And I go on my way out, and the said garter bridesmaid was like, "Can we just go to the dessert table before we leave?" And she's, a little bit tipsier than I am, but I'm like, yeah, there's cake and there's things.
Yeah.
And I zero in on the cannolis because that's me. And suddenly I look up and I elbow this person out of the way. Get out of the way, see the cannolis. And I go to get the cannolis, and he says something to me, and I look up and he tells me his name is, and I was like, that makes sense. Right here. Here's the person that I was supposed to meet the whole night.
Oh.
Uh-huh. So it was fine. I just walked away. And then of course there was the after party, and met him again at the after party, and we were talking. And of course the next morning everybody's like, how'd it go? How'd it go? And I'm like, you guys,
that was the worst setup ever. So telegraphed. Saw it for miles.
But the worst part was that he was great.
Yeah.
My friends were dead ass right about us getting along. So I was like,
and Tori
really
doesn't
nice.
like that.
No. Oh my God.
So good. That sounds so fun.
Yeah. It was, and there were a lot of funny Tori moments. We get there and he's drinking a Guinness, and I look at him and I'm like, you don't want that. And he goes, yeah, I really don't. And I had a White Claw, so I was like, let's just trade. So I'm like, yeah. There I am,
awesome.
Drinking his beer, and I'm like, you're just the most embarrassing human.
Yeah. I love when guys drink White Claws. It makes me happy. It looks weird, and I love it.
He was just hammered, and I looked at him drinking Guinness, and I was like, I could tell by his face, it is not what he wanted. Yeah. And I love Guinness, so I was like, we'll just swap.
Yep.
I'll just drink this. And, he was super nice. Talked to him through the after party. And,
That's fun.
He was a total gentleman. He walked me home. I was like, guys still do this?
Very cute.
This isn't it. Yeah. But, and then I was like, bye. We're done here.
I had 3 events over the weekend. I was slammed, but it was all just really nice. It made my heart happy. We ran out of chili at the Chili Fest by 2 p.m. So there was 2 hours of debauched drinking post. And this was all in the name of for the children, for the Boys and Girls Club. And a total sellout event. It was really, really fun. There was an awkward wedding dress that was being auctioned off.
What? Why was it awkward?
Well, just because the town manager was supposed to marry one of my friends, the organizer of said event.
And then
she never wore this. It never happened. And so she put her dress up as an auction item.
Is that are you supposed to do that?
I don't know. I didn't say, it was a Priscilla of Boston's dress. It was absolutely beautiful.
My grandmother wore Priscilla of Boston's dress.
So somebody as a joke put down him as the person who bid on this thing.
That's not funny.
Nope. So Stephanie had to get up there and announce it. And he did not think that was very funny.
I would bet
all.
not.
So that was a little bit awkward. Mostly an inside joke. So it only fell flat with the people that knew.
Yes. Oh.
So awkward. And
I just feel like everything, there's always going to be a side. Anything to do with weddings in any capacity, there's always a touch of awkward.
She came over and she's like, he did not find that funny.
Yeah.
Not one bit. She goes, I was there for it, though. I'm like, oh, my God. I was part of this.
So they were engaged and then it didn't.
Correct. Obviously engaged enough for her to go buy a dress that she can no longer return. So
was this recent? And then they decided
I feel as if this was recent enough within this year. So definitely awkward.
Yeah, I get why you would want to get rid of the dress, though.
Oh, yeah. And somebody at the organizer of the event, you have to take that down. I'm like, I'm not part of this. I'm just here. I make announcements. I'm the host. I don't know what's happening other than I just read the things that are given to me.
Yeah.
Once again, Anchorman. Stephanie will read it if you put it in front of her face. That was a joke that did not go over well. That
I
did
bet
not
not.
land.
Yeah, I bet not.
We did a great job. We raised over $1,000 for Heroes
Wow.
in Transition on Sunday.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then we celebrated Hank, who is a host here on Lemonadio.
Oh, yeah, he had a birthday,
his 70th birthday.
Oh,
He was
so fun.
totally surprised. He had
Oh
no
my
idea.
God. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I brought a different car so that I was incognito, and I was worried about it because it was like about to rain. And so his friends made it. And even the day before, he's like, I didn't do my Saturday show. I wasn't feeling good. I'm like, oh God.
You're like, just
Please, just make it to Sunday.
Yeah. That's so fun, though.
And nobody gave up the surprise, which I thought was pretty awesome with 80 people that were at this event that nobody said boo.
I don't want to be as popular as Hank.
So
80 people.
Right? I was like, I don't even know this many people.
Damn.
This is exciting. So we made like a special birthday bingo.
I'm just gonna say more than that, know you.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
Everybody knows me.
It's like we have like 3,000 listeners. I'm gonna bet we have people that listen
We got
who know you. Okay.
So we were doing I was narrating the This Is Your Life as I was doing the music bingo. I was like, Hank was 1 year old when this song came out.
Oh my God, that's cute.
Oh, it was really, really funny. And I was
That's so
like,
fun.
I said, and now we're getting into the 60s where Hank met Mari. And everybody burst out laughing. So it was like a This Is Your Life
awesome.
with songs and music bingo. So
Oh my
it ended
God,
up being
how
really
fun.
It was super cute and just like
love
narrating
that.
it. And Mari was like, it just made it that much extra special
Yeah.
to have you do that. So it was, and everybody got a good laugh at it. And it was a nice day.
That's so awesome.
So I totally crashed. Like I was so unprepared for today or looking at I haven't even looked ahead to our horoscopes. Do we want to do that or do we want to get right into what's roasting?
Let's do horoscopes. I want to know.
This is your weekly horoscope. And mine's got to be good because I've got a lot of personal drama going on that is like taken a new level.
This is not new.
I know. But this is like serious
Yes, it
personal
is.
drama, which is not my normal thread.
Once again, another thing that we'll address. We have
Eventually, I feel like there's a show cooking for this. So
yeah, true.
we'll definitely talk
Especially 'cause we
about
never
that.
talked about the other one either. Yeah.
Yeah, so Aries, your lucky day is going to be Wednesday. Someone left a real mess for you to sift through.
Okay.
You can pick up valuable information if you listen to what is going on as you get more experienced. This sounds heavy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Taurus, you may want to have a heart-to-heart talk with a close and trusted friend. Your lucky day is Thursday.
I feel like I have an important Taurus in my life at the moment.
Yeah,
who
maybe.
should listen to that.
Gemini, new partnerships will develop if you join investment groups. Lucky day for you is Thursday, so money-oriented. Cancer, children may be less than honest with you. You can make some headway if you share your intentions. Wednesday is your lucky day. Leo, your lucky day is Tuesday. Your ability to come up with good solutions for problems related to work will no doubt help you in getting a promotion. That's exciting. Virgo, do things you enjoy instead of being a chameleon. Your lucky day is Sunday. Libra, disappointments are likely if your mate embarrasses you in front of friends.
Ooh.
I know. Your lucky day is Friday. Scorpio, you may have been trying to do too much, leaving yourself exhausted. You're open to colds and infections. You got to slow it down. Wednesday is the best day for you. Sagittarius.
It's not just allergies.
Yeah,
That's what that
it's
horoscope
not just
is.
allergies.
It's not just allergies.
Sagittarius, children may be less than honest with you. Saturday is your day. You can accomplish a lot if you get right to what your plan is. What? Children may be less than honest with you?
So 2 people have that. Who else had that one?
Something about kids.
Yes.
For Cancer.
Okay. Look, I pay
It's
attention.
a little bit different.
Okay, I pay attention though.
So yeah, do things. Where were we?
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry,
That's
sorry.
Sagittarius.
Okay.
So your lucky day is Saturday. Capricorn, you may want to take another look at an investment you were about to make. Concentrate on getting ahead financially. Your lucky day is Wednesday. Aquarius, don't allow colleagues to stand in your way. Your lucky day is Sunday. And finally, Pisces.
Here we go.
Do not expect too much from others.
Oh.
You must follow your desires and dreams.
Okay, that's a good one.
So yeah, don't lean on other people. Your best day is going to be Tuesday.
Okay. Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. So
All right, sounds great.
Right? Yeah, your sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Not going to look ahead at investments that I don't have. So should be an interesting week.
Should we get into what's roasting?
Yes, please.
All right. Simone Biles, she got married over the weekend. NFL's Jonathan Owens.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, she's 26. He is 27. He plays football for the Houston Texans. They've been dating for a while.
I love the fact that they met right before the pandemic. So I feel like when you pandemic bubbled together, it was definitely a crash course in, can I be with this person forever?
Yeah,
the answer was yes.
What it is. And I just wonder, it looked to me, and maybe I don't know. I looked at the photos. It looked casual to me. It almost looks like a courthouse situation. Like we're officially married, which made me wonder if they're doing something bigger somewhere else. But I don't know that for sure. But I feel like from what I know from them on social media, like they have extended family and like they have really supportive
maybe
and they like
it.
islands and things like that. So I wondered, just from the picture, she was wearing like the a halter top, kind of tiered looking dress. That was I was expecting her to like have a whole bridal moment. So this lack of bridal moment made me wonder if this is,
or maybe they're both like over it. Like they both, deal with sports and competing and this many people. Maybe they just wanted something intimately theirs.
I don't know. They put really pretty photos out pretty quickly, which made me think, I think that they play the media a little bit.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm interested to see. I kind of think, I don't know, and they obviously aren't telling anybody, or maybe they are and I missed it. It felt to me like this was like the American wedding and they're having a big wedding in an international country or something.
Cool.
But I don't know. Or maybe that was it. We'll find out.
Well, I'm happy for them. It's nice to see something that seems like real love.
And she's so cool.
Yeah. Yep, you're a fan.
Yeah. Some sad news recently. Len Goodman.
Yeah, it just came out this morning. I hadn't seen it anywhere else.
Len Goodman of the Dancing with Stars world has passed away.
Isn't that weird that I feel like 78 is not old enough?
Yeah,
I mean, it is the average lifespan, so it's like if you made it to there, you did a good job.
Well, he had bone cancer.
Oh.
So he died in hospice at his home in England, I think, peacefully but surrounded by friends and family. But I was thinking he was like pretty recently on Dancing with the Stars, like within the last couple of years.
Until 2022.
He was gone for a while during the pandemic, and then he came back and was really doing his thing on air and was being great. So this feels sudden, but I guess it's not.
Yeah. A statement from the BBC News said that much loved husband, father, grandfather will be sorely missed by friends and family and all who knew him.
Yep.
And the dancing community, for sure.
Yeah, he was on Dancing with the Stars from 2005 to 2022. And then he was also ahead on a British version of the show, Strictly Come Dancing, from 2004 until 2016. So he was busy.
Yeah.
And his comments, I will say, from a dancer's perspective, his comments were always right on. Like you could tell, like he spoke from his dance background in a language that spoke to dancers. And
it wasn't a fluffy answer. It just was a very matter of fact. This is what happened. So
he was hard on people, but he was always right.
He was a trusted judge for sure.
Yep.
You will be missed, Len.
So sad. He also was not on my death pool.
No, we're gonna have to revise that whole thing. So, didn't see that one or Dame Edna coming.
Got no points for that one.
I was a little sad about Dame Edna, and then I realized, he was 89. So fabulous drag performer,
so cool.
Character, Australian, very fun and funny. So yeah, that was over the weekend as well that we had that passing. So it usually comes in threes. We'll be waiting for another one.
Oh, awful. Okay.
I know, in that performance realm before we revise the whole death pool.
Yep.
Zendaya.
Coachella just keeps going on.
Well, the second weekend of Coachella happened. Yes, now it's over.
Now it's over?
Now it's over.
Would you ever go?
Yes, I had tickets to go prior to the pandemic. I was supposed to go with my brother.
Yeah, you would not.
It was just on one of today is National Bucket List Day. So I just thought that was one of the things that I wanted to check off, just to go and say I went, even though I belong there not.
Yeah, that is
in
not
my age bracket, but I definitely want to see it.
Not on my list. Too many people. Too much craziness.
I'm cool to, my mom has a place real nearby. Mm-hmm. So that's what my brother was like, I'm going to have people at the house. I'm like, I don't care what you do. I have a bedroom.
Yeah.
So I definitely wanted to go for a headliner or two. That year happened to be, I forget who it was, but I was like supremely disappointed. So Zendaya was there, made a surprise appearance.
Yeah, this was huge. She got on stage and sang, which she has not done in years. 2015 was her last time she performed.
Well, she's been doing the movie thing, the TV thing,
I mean, she's an
acting situation.
She's an Emmy winner.
Yeah,
casual. But I guess she. I don't know. She was. I don't know. She was an Emmy winner. Casual. Yeah. I mean, she's an Emmy winner. Yeah. Casual. Yeah, but I guess she. I don't know. She was an Emmy winner. Casual. Yeah. But I guess she. I don't know. She was an Emmy winner. Casual. Yeah, but I guess she. She went on with Labyrinth.
Okay.
Who's a British musician. I don't know. I don't know any of these people. I feel like I'm like not quite.
Willow Smith was there. That was a good one. Everybody was saying how wonderful she was.
There was all kinds of drama with Frank Ocean I didn't keep up with. Right? Is that who that was?
The problem was he went on an hour late, and Coachella was fined because they've got a hard out at midnight, and when they go over, and apparently they were over every single day of Coachella, so it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars that they were paying in fines.
But I heard like he was an hour late because there was an ice rink on stage, and then they decided to melt the rink, so that's why the performance was late, because all the ice had to get melted. And then it came out that like he was injured, he had fractures or sprains or something, and then he changed his set. I don't know. I like could not keep up with the headlines. After one or two, I was like, you lost me.
Like, what's happening here? I don't know.
Yeah, and he's not he's not a particular artist that I like cared about to pay attention to. Yeah, but the Zendaya thing I think was a pretty big deal. People were not expecting it. Totally surprised. Came out. She hasn't performed in years. She performed I'm Tired and All For Us. Oh, which were featured on the HBO series. That makes sense. Okay. So that's it.
I mean, I don't really call that a headliner situation. But,
no.
I mean, yeah, cool.
She probably
an unexpected surprise.
She was probably considered like the headliner of that moment. But then she did say, I cannot express my gratitude enough for this magical night. She wrote on her Instagram afterwards, thank you to my brother Labyrinth for inviting me and giving me the most beautiful space to be on stage again. And to the crowd tonight, wow, my heart is so full. I can't thank you enough for the love I received tonight. Made all my nerves melt away. I'm so grateful. She's just class. Everything about her is class.
I like her a lot.
And talented. Class and talented. There's not a thing that girl can't do. And she's got a cute boyfriend. And
she's made it.
She's just, she's like perfectly looking, like somehow,
I know, and seems like well adjusted for being a child actress.
Yeah,
so
whatever. All of us are crap in comparison. It's fine. We have to live in a world where Zendaya exists, and that's unfortunate.
We also have to live in a world where they're making Twilight a TV series. I don't know how I feel about this.
Listen, I put this on the stories because I just want to go on a quick rant.
Okay. Rant granted.
You're like, I know.
Go.
Why are we doing this? Why are we taking classic stories like Harry Potter and that already have incredibly successful franchises, so much so that they are like cults. They are like iconic to their own right. Like there will never be another Bella Swan besides what's her face. You can't like
Kristen Stewart, otherwise known as What's Her Face.
Thank you. Robert Pattinson will always be Edward Cullen. Like Taylor Lautner will always be the other guy. Like I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm not here for it.
And the same thing with Harry Potter. Why are we trying to like redo these series and put other like? It really bothers me that we're doing this. I just feel like some things can stay how they are and can stay in the vault and can stay as perfect as they are, and we don't need to like redo them again and again and again.
Because when something
to continue to make money on them,
when something makes $1 billion, when a franchise does that, it's not going to go away. It's like the 47th episode of Spider-Man. Who's going to be?
I know, but
it's what's going to happen.
I don't want this to be a Spider-Man. I don't want these like James Bond, fine. Spider-Man, fine. Like. Indiana Jones, you want to do another Indiana Jones? Fine. Star Wars, have whatever offshoot you want. I get it. Can we leave just a few? Can we leave some of the iconic ones to just be the way that they are and leave them as perfect in their little sphere of perfectness and fantasy perfectness and just...
No.
I'm just not about it.
They're going to make the money. Somebody's going to make the money.
It'll be interesting to see how they do and how they land. And I get it, TV series, you can like do a little more with them. You can dive into a little bit more of the stories. And I appreciate the fact that the authors and the original producers and things like that, like the original teams on the movies are also coming on to do the series and the writers and whatever. But I'm not here for it.
I concur. End of rant.
Yeah. I think Twilight to me was like, I already was like beyond not okay with it with Harry Potter. And then they did Twilight and I was like, we're done here. Like, I'm not about this. Okay, I'm over. I'm done.
You ready to talk about Billboard? They've released an updated list of the top 10 tours of all time according to its box chart.
Yeah.
Box score chart.
Yeah.
And Harry is a new entry.
Yeah.
I know you love him.
I do.
It's the only reason why we're talking about this story.
I do.
She's like, oh, Harry's new here. We'll talk about this.
Well, he took over Madonna's spot. That's why it's a big deal. Like Madonna.
Because Madonna canceled her last tour. I have tickets to this upcoming one. And she better actually perform or I'm going to be pissed.
People still pay to go see Madonna?
Yes, very much so.
Can she?
She still draws a crowd when she shows up.
That's impressive.
I know.
She's one of those people where I'm like, can we also be done here? Like, we don't need to redo fantasy series that are already perfect, and Madonna doesn't need to tour again. Same thing with Elton John. Like, you guys, hang it up.
Elton doesn't want to hang it up.
Why would you not? Just from a psychological standpoint, like from a a success standpoint, would you not want to go out on the high?
$1.9 billion. He doesn't care. That's a high of another kind. It's just the staggering amounts of money the man can still draw. And I saw I think I saw the second to last farewell tour.
I can't. Do you see the point, though?
We're done with you. Go away.
Like, are you not? It's impressive to me that, like, the ticket sales can, like, just continue to stay where they are.
They're still there. They're still getting.
I have no interest in seeing Elton John, and even if I did, I would have no...
I went with a friend. She had purchased tickets and asked me to go with her. And of course I would have
no impetus to go.
She's not going to show up for Elton John.
Sure. I would not have any like urgency. I'd be like, I'll catch the next one. Because apparently, like, you know what I mean?
I'm like, this could be it. I'll go.
Same thing with Madonna. I don't really know if I need.
This could be it. I'll go.
But I thought that the rest of the list was pretty interesting. Underneath Elton John, number 2 was Ed Sheeran. With his Divide tour, which took in $776 million
go
for
see
2
Ed Sheeran
years.
For sure.
That show I would go to. U2, $736 million. Guns N' Roses, Not in This Lifetime tour, which was also recent, 16 2019.
They are
like Guns N' Roses were still on tour.
They are gonna come here in 2 years, and they're already selling tickets for this. I'm like, I don't know if I would want to spend that kind of money to buy a ticket to go see Guns N' Roses 2 years from now. I get I'll still like the music, but are they even going to be around?
This is the same thing when Blink-182 was at Coachella and they were in like, I wanted to see them in like New Balance dad sneakers. Like, what are we doing?
Don't need to be.
Why are we pushing?
Just like the Rolling Stones. Why are they in there twice for 2 different tours?
Yeah, their 2 tours made that much money. $488 million.
That's pretty incredible.
For the Bigger Bang tour, and then in the No Filter tour, which was afterwards, also recently, 17 to 19. Oh, and in 2021, $547 million.
Coldplay, Roger Waters, and AC/DC rounding out the top 10 here. So,
I mean, I believe some of these, but like, I'm just shocked at how recent this is. Like, some of these bands, like, I think about like the Rolling Stones. Like, I think about Rolling Stones as in like, decades prior, like not current. Do you know what I mean? I would think like current artists.
Well, because right now it's more like watching an old folks home on stage is basically what it is.
But it's impressive to me that the Rolling Stones are still touring, because in my brain they're like an 80s band.
Well, that's it. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's really what they're doing.
From 2017 to 2021, you guys were still out.
They're gonna still tour. They're gonna be 105 and still tour, and they're fine with that.
But sure, you want to have like one anomaly band. I get it. Give me the Rolling Stones, whatever. But no, we're doing this a lot. Like, also Guns N' Roses was touring until 2019. And back to like Madonna and Elton John. Like, Billy Joel is still touring. Like, what are we doing?
They've all been accustomed to a lifestyle that they now have to work harder for because they need more money.
But how are their tickets still selling? Like, how have they not?
Because their music is iconic and they will always still get a crowd. There are some people that will still always get a crowd.
How do they continue to have the motivation to keep touring with the same songs that are going to make the money? And B, how are they not, the ticket sales just not like plummeting and dropping? How can you not go see these shows for like $20? Because they've had so many shows. It's not an anomaly anymore. There's no like hype to go see these, Elton John.
I feel like it's the rubberneck factor. Like they could die any minute. We should probably go see them just to say we saw them last.
That is awful, but probably true.
Not kidding though.
Yeah.
Like, there is that. We checked that off the list. We saw them last.
But like, how are they still? Is Elton John still good live?
He is.
Can he still sing?
Yeah.
I'm being so insulting.
He is. There's a lot of costume changing.
With Madonna. Like, Madonna, are you still wearing cone boobs?
Yeah, but
like,
the library of music that these people are bringing is like they could, when I saw.
Sure, but I can also get it on Spotify.
True. But when I saw McCartney, I mean, the man is just a legend. And he's like, he took off his coat. He's like, there's my wardrobe change. And then continued on with another song. It's just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You just busted out 3 hours worth of music nonstop, no breaks. Like it's incredible to watch their musicianship.
True.
And when they have the catalog, the library that Elton, Madonna, Paul McCartney have, Rolling Stones, they could just go and jam for days. And
it is what they love to do, and they're doing their passion, and I'm
Absolutely.
all about it. I 100% support it. I get it. I just
Tori's
feel like,
not here for it.
No, I just feel like if I didn't see them in their heyday, I'm not going to see them on the downside.
Yeah, that's true. We do have a final story in here, and I know nothing about this situation because it's country, and you lost
more
me.
music news. Sam Hunt is expecting another baby with his wife.
Okay.
Hannah Lee Fowler. They already have a baby named Lucy who came in 2022. But the interesting thing about this is that, like, Fowler, his wife.
Weren't they getting a divorce?
Yes. Where they were getting a divorce, and then she called it off, and then she was pregnant, and then, but like, he was cheating on her. Like, there had to have been something going on. So I don't really know if this is like
happy news.
I would assume because it's baby number 2, but
babies don't save marriages. Just throwing it out there.
It just feels a little bit like that. Like he was cheating on you, and then you didn't leave him because you were pregnant, and whatever. It's just maybe it's just because I'm like, I don't know, cheaters always cheat. Like, it is what it is. I'm sure they're happy, and congratulations, new life is always great. But I just,
I'm sure they're happy. I know.
I don't believe. Like, is it just rude? I just don't believe men can change.
Yeah. No, I mean, another baby certainly isn't going to bring around that feeling of sticking around. So I don't know. We wish them the best, and obviously, yeah.
And he's still touring. He's still making music. He's still doing his thing. So, like, what? Suddenly, you were going to divorce him because there was inappropriate marital conduct, cheating, and you just are like, okay, well, now I'm pregnant, so never mind. Like, this baby is gonna make you be faithful to me.
Yeah,
like,
for another couple of years until it happens again. Sorry.
I hate to be a negative Nancy about it, but I'm like, I maybe wouldn't have gone with number 2. Like, you're just gonna suck yourself
and
to this
here
person
the baby is. So now at least the other one has a sibling, and mama can check that off her box.
Yeah, and he had like classic things to say about fatherhood. It's given me a sense of purpose. You're like, really? Because you're still touring.
When Nick Cannon was interviewed about not having enough time for all of his babies. And I was like, bah!
Recently he said something like, I have super sperm. All of my wives have been on protection. And we're like, you don't have 12 of those accidentally. Why is he still relevant?
I don't know.
Last week we were talking about how he said he wanted to have a baby with Taylor Swift? Stop.
Stop.
Do you think Mariah Carey's like, I'm going to just turn down the TV? Whatever. I don't actually know him.
Oh, that's awesome. And with that, get perky with us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the First Shot Morning Show. See you Wednesday.
Oh my God. Mariah, and we're turning it off.
The First Shot Morning Show is produced by Lemonadio. When life gives you lemons, make radio. We encourage everyone to listen happier.com.